Good morning all, Saturday morning, time to look at the average, but before we do that, that's Colin on the screen. Now, those of you that have played BOTB for a while or have watched my videos for a while know that Colin won that camper van back in 2022, I think it was, and had to wait over a year for it to be manufactured and delivered because there was a bit of a crisis going on. You couldn't get new cars, you couldn't get the chips for them. And he had it towards the end of last year. Colin was working in my town yesterday, so I went down and met him and had a look at the car, the camper van. And I have to say, it looks fantastic there. It looks even better in real life. He gave me a tour of it. It's absolutely fantastic. So well done, Colin. That's a work of art, that is. And what a nice chap. Great to meet you, Colin, and your son, who's over a foot taller than you. What's going on there, Colin? I forgot to ask. Anyway, great to meet you, Colin. Let's get on with this week's average. So here we are then. We had 13 crosses submitted, which is great. And we can see the area. What a nice little triangle that's in. If I draw some lines from Vinny's Bumpy. Right, I made a mess of that one. Let's get rid of that one. Do it properly. See, quite a wide spread from him. And what about this other guy? Because this other guy was the one that threw me. I couldn't tell, because he looks as though he's quite a way away from the ball and the other player, so it was difficult to work out from him. But when you draw some lines, you think, oh yeah, you guys seem to think it's quite a narrow band there, so it could be anywhere along there. When I look at these, right, I don't think it can be as low as the bottom ones, and I don't think it can be as high as the top ones, which is great, because then you know that the fact that there are high ones and low ones, the average is going to be in the middle where I sort of think he's looking, so that makes sense. But that's quite a good cluster, I think. Certainly, I think it's quite a tight cluster. There's none that you would take out, there's none bizarrely, and of course we always say that it's not specifically the actual average coordinate that's of interest. That's just so we can put it on our picture later to see where the average was. It's more about seeing what people think and where they think it should be, where they go in then. So my cross was the one to the very right hand side. That's the one I put on Tuesday, because I couldn't figure out where this guy on the right was looking. I will be going more towards the middle now, to that empty space in the middle where no one's gone, where we know the average is going to end up. So let's look at the average. Which is 2207-1339. Now, I think that makes sense, because to me, that average there is right on where I think his eye line is. Because I did say he was looking above the horizontal. Like I said, I don't think he's looking that high and I don't think he's looking that low. But if people hadn't gone that high and that low, then the average wouldn't have been on that line. It does make sense for this player on the right. It does look as though he's looking in that area. So I think this week, now quite often I don't move mine. Like I said, mine's the one all the way over to the right, the furthest on the right. I quite often don't move it because I think the first one is usually my best one. And we overthink it. Many of you have said this, that we overthink the thing and we move away from where the winning cross could have been. So if I get the target down and look at the target, where are we? Show hide. Put that over the average there. Now then, what do we think of that then? See, yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense, because I don't see how I don't really see how it could be any closer to the fella on the left here. He's not reacting that much to it, and this guy on the right is more of an observer than anything else. So I think that average is pretty good there. So I'm going to move my cross from where it is over to the right, somewhere around that zone 1, zone 2 area. I don't know where yet. I might go a little bit higher, a little bit lower, a little bit further to the left. I don't know. I'll wipe all these when I finish the video, remove all these crosses. I'll put the average back in so I can see what we were talking about, and then I'll decide from there where I think I'm going to go. So there we are. That's that one. What else we got? Oh, Revcomps. So these are the ones that I've got for Monday. Originally, when I done the video on Tuesday, I think I'd only had tickets for the £75,000 cash alternative on the Aston Martin, and I had a couple of tickets on this Transit because it comes with £5,000. I could make a nice little camper out of that. More of a day weekend van. But then I thought, oh, okay, there's two cheap punts, as they call them, and they're both 2,999 tickets, these bottom two, and I thought, oh, okay, that'll be a nice little win. Cheap tickets and low odds. Nice little cars, those. So I bought just one each on those as well. And I did what I usually do, and what quite a few of you do by the sound of it, is I went through the entry lists after the draw on Thursday to have a look at how many tickets the winners had bought, and of the 6 or 7 vehicles, cars, that had been won, nearly every one of them had just bought one ticket. I think the big prize, the guy had bought 10 tickets. Right, what have they put on for next Thursday? Nothing really caught my eye here. I've got no interest in this Range Rover Sport. It's a supercharged V8. 0 to 60 on that is something like 4.5 seconds or 4.1 seconds, and for the size of that thing, it's got to be 3 ton at least. That's incredible. But I did think, yeah, it'd be nice to tool that around for a week or two, and of course it's the 50 grand that comes with it that was of interest to me, so I did have, I think I bought 2 tickets on that. That's nice. The Merc C300 diesel. Nice family car, that. Too big for me, didn't fancy it. Audi RS3 Quattro and 5 grand. Now, I was tempted with that, but then I thought, yeah, I'll be upside down within a day in a ditch somewhere. So I thought, nah, give that a miss. Polo's nice. They're always popular. Easy to sell, a Polo. Everybody wants a Polo. I haven't bought tickets for it, but I may change my mind. Now this convertible Mercedes, beautiful car, but then it's looked like I'm having a midlife crisis if I'm driving around at my age with the roof down. Ford Ranger truck and a jet ski. Or I think you can take the truck and 10 grand if you want to. The other one I did buy a ticket on was this Jaguar F-Pace. I've got a Jag. Because, like I've said regularly, it's an all-wheel drive diesel SUV, which is what I would change my car for, because that's what I fancy. So even though it's a Jag, they've changed it. They've changed the year now, because they did have that. It was originally, when this went on the site, it was marked up as a 2018 Jag. But it's a 66 plate, and I thought, that can't be right. It can't be 2018 and a 66 plate. But yeah, they've changed the description now. I only just noticed that. And quite often you get photographs mixed up. As you're going through the photos of the vehicles, you'll notice there's one that doesn't fit because it's from one of the other vehicles. But I suppose they're taking so many photographs in a week that that's easy to do. So, there we are then, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll speak to you on Tuesday, where hopefully one of us, particularly me, has won. So good luck everybody, have a nice weekend.